I give 3 quick principles that will help us around our personal finance that if everyone can begin to implement, you begin to see the results of it over time. So the quick 3 principles, everywhere I go, I must tell people this. Number 1, as a principle, pay yourself first. Okay? And in that debt question, it's an important one. Why? Because if you look at your debt repayment, the banks pay themselves first. Okay?
Yeah.
Like if you look at, like if you take a mortgage, of your first payment, majority of that payment is interest before it goes to the principal. So it's a principle of life. Pay yourself first. How do you do that? You pay yourself first by saving and investing first. Why do we say this? Because if you pay everybody else first, there's usually nothing left. You pay the government, you pay the church, you pay your landlord, you pay the bank, you pay the school bursar, you pay the supermarket, you pay your house helps, you pay everybody, whatever, and then we think we're going to save what's left. No. Flip that. When you receive your cash, standing order, straight to your investment, to your saving. And you paying yourself first is doing both, saving and investing. And they're not the same thing. Saving is putting aside cash for emergencies or for future investments. Investment is putting your money where it will grow faster than inflation. Key, because you've seen what inflation is doing to us now.
Yeah.
Number 2, track your spending. I've already said it, but if you can't do it for 1 month. It will shock you where your money is going. For many Kenyans, one of the shock is how much money they support relatives and friends with. Because that's usually unplanned for cash. Yeah. Oh, funeral. Oh, wedding. Oh, child without school. Oh, the cow. Track your for 1 month. It will shock you, first of all, how much you have and what the potential for that cash is. And then number 3, focus on assets. Listen to me. Assets put money in your pocket. And we forget and we make a mistake because, you see, they're marketed as assets. You've heard of asset financing for your car.
Yeah.
Let me explain to you. Your car is not a bad thing. I have a few of them by the grace of God. But my cars are losing me money. Let's be very clear. The car is sitting outside over here in the parking lot. It's losing me money. Now, it makes me very happy. I feel very good when I'm driving. When I'm in traffic, I feel excellent. It made my commute here very easy and convenient, but it's losing me money. An asset puts money in my pocket. Here's the difference. So I can use that same car if I needed to. That car, if it was on the road right now with a driver in it, and that driver is giving me 1,000 bob per day, that car suddenly becomes an asset. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, the problem is, that car, the way it is at St. Onomy, our founder coined this phrase, is called a flosset. It makes me look wealthy, but it actually takes money out of my pocket. Here's another one. If you've read any of Robert Kiyosaki's books, he tells you this, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He tells you your house is not an asset in the way that you think about it. Let me explain. If you own a home and you live in it, it takes money out of your pocket. Can I prove it to you? All of us in this room send money home to people who live in their own homes. In fact, they're not even just in their own homes, they're in a farm. They should be able to feed themselves.
And send you money.
And send you money. So the home is not an asset in this. It saves you on the rent that you'd be paying, but it is not free to live in your own home. So I'm encouraging you to have other assets that will pay you to live in your home.
How do you quantify the peace of mind
of not dealing with the landlord?
Wacha kueleza kila mtu biashara zetu bwana. Hizo ni biashara zetu. Sasa wewe, everyone who's listening will know you and I landlords. Jatuletea shida. What I was referring to was the peace of mind that your car gives you. It contributes to your well-being.
Correct.
How do you quantify it? Because it is a contributor.
Correct.
To
quality of life.
Yes, yes, to the delightfully happy spirit that you came into the studio with. Yes, exactly. If it was a ramshackle you were driving, you probably would have entered here with a frown.
100%.
Yes.
I agree with you that it does. However, the number of Kenyans and Africans, because now we train across Africa, and in fact we train across the world. Most of our students from outside of Kenya in the diaspora are from Africa. So, but we're training across the world now. Here's the difference. I could have that car and be extremely stressed because of the loan repayment on it. So, which one is more important? The joy of driving it or arriving here? I could have arrived in the same car, but been holding my head like this, wondering, how am I going to repay? I look good, floss it. Do you remember what I was saying? I look like I'm doing well, but I'm not. And sadly, this is the case for many employees. So to quantify it is in this way. If I can have a strategy to own that thing without the stress that we are discussing right now, that is what we are aiming for. Can I quantify it in terms of money or anything else? No. But that's why I started this whole conversation by saying, what do you want? Because if you say, I want to drive that car, wonderful. I want it. How do we get there in a sustainable way? Because I don't want to own that car and my children can't go to school. I'm struggling to pay school fees. Do you see the priorities?
Oh, after 3 months, you're running away from the Shylocks and auctioneers.
Does that sound like quality of life?
No, it doesn't.